Sam's Garage, presented by Hemsaw. Sam and Doug continue working on the new frame for the 57 Ford Thunderbird. Building the new frame is precision work, and it's important that everything is straight. The guys show us some of the tools they'll be using to ensure that the frame is straight and true.
Today we're going to be taking the frame and actually putting it together, tacking it together, putting the front end on, putting the rear end on, and seeing what this is going to start to look like actually coming to fruition.
Yeah, Sam, I think the guys are just doing a tremendous job. The layout, the cutting, everything that we did yesterday. You can really see in the build how it's all starting to come together. I mean, Joe and Ron doing a fantastic job.
They really are. Making sure that everything is level is very important, and what Ron and Joe are doing right now is leveling the actual front end, raising it up just a little bit to make sure it's level before we continue on with welding anything. All right, so we had this beam was just a little bit lower than that side, and to make it level, we're using big metal shims underneath the I-beam because we want the frame rail to be on the same plane. So this side needs to come up a little bit more. So we added some shims, wide, flat ones that are able to support all this weight.
One item that becomes absolutely critical when you're doing this, you got to make sure that your level is level. And the way that you do that is take a look at where your bubble is and then spin it 180. And if you spin it 180 and the bubble returns to the exact same position, you know your level is level. If it is not, this level here has adjustments so I can make sure it reads exactly the same in both directions, then I know it's set properly. That's one of the critical items, because if you trust your level and it's not right and you think it's level, then everything's going to be askew. This table is set up so we can go ahead and adjust the table. We can adjust each one of the corners, so we can adjust it this way and this way. And this way we can make sure it's level in the X and the Y axis.
We're right now building the part of the frame that goes over the rear axle and supports the trunk area. So it goes from the front over here. This is where the rear axle is going to be. This is the trunk, and then we're going to go back to the rear bumper.
For some of you guys at home, we talked about the frame being straight, so there's some changes we're going to be making in the car. One of the changes is we're going to be taking the spare tire well out of the trunk. That's going to allow the frame to be straight. We're also going to look at how we're going to reposition the gas tank. By doing those things, it makes building the frame easier, and since we're going to a 4-link onto it, also with a Pinard rod to hold everything in place to allow the car to handle better, we're needing to make a few changes that have been done on the frame and also on the body of the car.
Very good description. If you guys don't know what a Pinard bar is, it's basically a Panhard bar.
Yeah.
It's there to center this rear end, make sure it doesn't go left or right.
You're right.
It's hard to imagine that all those pieces on the pallet last week turned into a frame like this. You're probably wondering why we put this thing on wheels, because we narrowed the frame. We want to make sure that it fits underneath the body before we continue on welding everything together, right?
That's absolutely correct. It's a dry fit while it's tacked together, just to be sure.
It was an awful lot of work, but you could really see how it's really starting to look good. I think it's going to fit great.
Next week, we're going to be fitting it under the car, and we're going to continue on building the chassis, and then we're going to do the front and rear end, so stay tuned, guys.